Hey, Stamp friends, welcome to the Joy of Stamp with Rachel. I'm Rachel Kuhn, and today I'm sharing with you week 1, card 1 of the Coast to Coast Christmas card series. Me and 5 other friends that are literally from one side of America to the other side of America have made this awesome series of cards using 4 different stamp sets, and each week we'll come out with a new video featuring one of those cards. This week we are featuring this cute little gingerbread girl. She's super cute and designed by D. Slayer. I always say her last name wrong, I apologize. With that awesome inside. Each week there's 2 cards we'll share. I'll do 2 separate videos so that way they're not as long and you can pick and choose which one you want to watch. Today we have the Gingerbread Man stamp set / bundle we're using, but we're going to make this a gingerbread girl by changing her accessories and just making her a little bit more feminine and girly. So let's go ahead and set her aside and we'll get all the pieces that we'll need for today's card. All right. And you are watching this because you are a subscriber to my email list, or you're now watching it after the 6-week series and it's on YouTube. If you want to get the PDF for this series, you either need to spend $50 on my online store in the next 6 weeks, or you need to order this bundle in order to get it for free, and I'll send that PDF to you in the mail or the email. All right, supplies for this one. Let's show you some of these awesome dies. I did a lot of die cutting to create all these cool features on her. So we have her hair bow, so we have a bow die. We have the candy cane, which die cuts it at the same time, 2 different kinds. We'll see how that one works out. So we have the stripes, and then we have the solid, and it's up to you when you make it if you want to have red stripes, white solid, or if you want it to have the solid red with some white stripes. Let's show you what the difference, so you can see what they look like. This one is white with red on it. There we go. So we have that way or this way. I personally favor this one. However, I think that one looks more true to a candy cane. Usually has more of like a white base to it. All right, let's set those aside. We'll keep on going over our pieces here. I have a stamped gingerbread person right now. Let me show you how to stamp that one. That's just my first one, so you can see. We'll stamp that one in just a second. And the next thing we need to stamp is going to be the inside. So I'll grab our 2 stamping items that we'll need to do. Also, we have these little rick-rack, is what these are called, to make the cute little trim on the dress for our gingerbread as well. I did use a embossing folder twice on this card. This is the Damask Designs embossing folder. You can get this from my online store for the background and for her dress. And then you see this amazing designer series paper that is also on my online store. Let me double check the name of that one though. It's a 6x6 set of paper. And that one is called Christmas Tags and More. So add that to your list as well. All right, let's do some stamping. We'll grab my foam mat in here. And how to stamp this guy is we're going to use pecan pie. So pecan pie is the color of the paper and the ink. And when I first stamp it, it's going to look really dark. So don't be too surprised or worried. And he is huge. So this is our biggest block, our biggest clear block. It is the letter F. He's a big ginger person. And we're making our ginger girl. So I'm just going to ink it up by going to my ink to my stamp versus my stamp to the ink when we use smaller sizes. And then we're going to have to do some pretty awesome hovering with this. Luckily it is clear, so I can see exactly where I'm going to be stamping. I come over here, we're going to hover. It's a little awkward because it is slightly bigger than normal. But then we're going to place it down and press. Nice. And you'll notice how dark that looks right away. Look how light it looks after it dries. Night and day difference. I want you to notice that these dies are a 2-set die. So when this is die cut out, they come like this. And depending on which kind you want to use, it depends on which side you want to use. You can keep them together, and we'll have a couple cards that will have them together. Or you can separate them like we did for this ginger girl. And because she has something in her hand on this side, and it's not rounded like this one, I'm going to set this one aside for later. Oh, look, I got thumbed. Hold on, let's wipe that down before it goes too far on everything else. There we go, hopefully. Inked. But you can see that this one has like a straight edge here where I separated them. I'm going to use my candy cane in just a minute to cover that up. All right, let's go ahead and grab the cute little face for this one. I'm going to do a practice face on just a sheet of paper, making sure it looks good. Nice. Also remember that it comes out really dark. Go ahead and go over your little head. Cute. Depends if you like it. I like it a little bit more higher than center, but you can go lower if you want. Cute, cute. She's looking great already. That's all for this ink, so we'll set that aside. And we are going to grab a little sponge dauber and the Pretty in Pink ink. Okay, so what we're going to do is open this up. I'm going to use my scrap paper right here. And we're going to do a quick little tap in that ink. We'll do a little tap here just to tap some of it off. And then we're going to make her cute little cheeks. Just by doing a little tap there. And again, it's going to look really dark right away. Don't worry, it fades. All right, looks really dark. It looks like she looks straight from the 80s. Don't worry, she's fine. She's going to have less makeup in just a second. Let's go ahead and stamp the inside greeting. This one was giving me a little bit of grief earlier because I needed to find my real red re-inker. So we might do a double take on this. We'll see. If I can get this to go really nice for us first try. You'll notice I've used this before and it has that staining on it. Don't worry, it does not transfer. It's clean as can be. It just has that red color base to it. So anything purple or red usually will create some sort of staining to your stamp, but it cleans off and doesn't transfer. Okay, let's sugar and spice it. I'm not going to even practice, so this hopefully is really nice. And press down. Oh, pretty good, pretty good. I'll take it. Again, I need to re-ink my ink pad, so it's a little bit lighter than I would traditionally like. All right, go ahead and set this aside, and now we're going to add some detail to our ginger girl. Every craft person should have what is called a Jelly Roll white pen. You can get this from anywhere. Stampin' does not sell it, so we can't get it from us, but you can get it from your local grocery stores, like Walmart or Target, or your craft stores as well. So we're going to add some detail. We're going to do a dot in her stamped eye, just a little circle. Right, like so. Super cute. She's already come alive right there. Then we're going to do little white freckles. Now that our blush has dried, just a cluster of 3. Cute. Let me get her close up so you can see. Look at that cute little face just coming alive there. Adorable. All right. Now we need to dress her. So let me grab my paper trimmer in and show you how to do this. All right, paper trimmer. Here's our piece of real red. Measurements again will be in the PDF, and if you want that, you just need to place an order within the next 6 weeks of the series, and I will send you the PDF for free, a $50 order. All right, pencil. What we're going to do is we're going to take our pencil, we're going to go to our 3/4 line, and we're just going to make a little line here, okay? Then we're going to move it back over, go to the 3/4 line on this side of our paper trimmer, and measure like so. Now we have a spot that we can know to look at to line up in our trimming line. And we're going to go and do a little slice that way and turn it. Again, here's my pencil line, so I line that up to my corner right here. Oop, looks like it's a little bit moved, so there we go. That looks better. Nice. At this point, I would take this now and use my punches. You may use assortment of different punches. Currently, Stampin' Up! Does not have a corner punch, so I'm just using a retired one for the bottom here. This trio punch there. So I'm going to just get those edges going. Let's stick that in and punch. Nice. Stick this side in and rounding just that. And you may keep the dress straight if you prefer, or round out her corners there. You can also use some other punches as well. The last part for it is a punch to create the neckline. She said 1 7/8, I believe. This is 1 3/4, so either one will work. Mostly it's just where you place it. So here's the neckline. We're going to put that in just through our punch here. And we're going to make sure that the edges of the punch match with the edges of the neckline. Like so. Grab it and punch. And it's not going to be a huge neckline, so don't take off too much. Just a little sliver there. All right. Then we'd run that into our stamping emboss machine with the embossing folder. And voila, we have this cute little dress here. Now we need to dress up the dress. So we have that rick-rack. Let me make sure I find all the pieces for that one. I feel like I'm missing one. Oh, here it is. Okay. So for the top rick-rack, you're going to have to do some bending and trimming for this one. So what I would do is put some liquid glue on the back of it. And I would do just drops. Oops, other side. This fine tip side right here, the pen tip. And you'll just do a couple of drops, mostly where you start. And if you wanted to trim this before you start this, you can. I'm just going to trim after, so that way I make sure I have enough of the rick-rack. Okay. Like that. And then we're going to take it right here on that top, and I'm going to guide it and do a bend by holding my finger down. I'm going to just hold it in place so that way it doesn't move. You can kind of see where that paper right there is bending. Then I can take it and flip it over and cut off that extra. Like that. Cute, cute. And then for the bottom, we have to put 2 rick-racks together because it's not long enough for the bottom of this dress. So what we're going to do is start one, and then we'll put on another and trim. So when you cut this out, you'll need at least 3 of those basic white rick-racks. Create that trim. There we go. Dots, and I'm just going along like we're writing with this one, smearing it around. Okay. Little pieces, use tweezers if it's too tricky to hold on to. You might get a little sticky. Start from one end of the dress. Nice. Press it down. And then we're going to grab this other side here, and we'll do a matching up with it. You'll barely even know. Liquid glue on the back. And overlap where that white one already is. Pressing down, flip it, and trim. Nice. Now let's go ahead and grab our gingerbread girl back in here, our ginger girl, and let's attach this pretty dress. A little bit of liquid glue. Line it up to her neckline. Like that. Nice. And let's do some embellishing. So let's get her cute bow. There's the top of it and the ribbon part. You can take either liquid glue or glue dot. I just put a little bit of liquid glue right here, and then I'd added the bow to that glue spot right there and press down. Okay. Then we will take a glue dot to attach it to her head. I feel like it just sits nicer and raises it up a little bit. Here's our glue dot here. We'll place place the dot in the middle of our bow and attach it to the top of her head, making sure the ribbon's not in her eyes, kind of just over in front of her eyes like that. So, so cute. Let's make that candy cane while we're here. We're gonna go, I'm gonna do the opposite from what I did last time so you can see the big difference. We're gonna do white on red. Again, it's just a preference, but since when I make these with a paper, it will always make the two, so it's fun to try both. Just lining that up. Nicely done. This one, again, I'm going to use a glue dot 4 to attach, and remember, she's going to be in her right hand, our left. Putting a glue dot to the back of it, kind of in the middle of the candy cane. And then we're just going to cover up that little spot that doesn't look like it's cut. Well, it looks like it is cut and it's not rounded like the other side. So cute. All right, we need to embellish her dress now with these amazing sequins. These are called the traditional sparkling sequins. They come in different sizes and shapes. We're going to use all the small ones for this one. And I'm going to use my paper snips to help me grab them. So it doesn't matter which color you start with, just create a pattern. I'm going to go above where it has that scallop and set it in there. So there's kind of like a gold. This is a shade of blue. We'll get our shade of green above that guy, and we'll get one red over here as well. And place that right about there and press. Nice. And then for the bottom, we're going to add our sequins here. Again, using the smaller ones. We're going to start red this time. Red. We'll go gold. The blue. The green. See, I'm dropping them, but luckily they're dropping on the opposite side, so I can easily just pick it up with my paper snips. We're just going in the grooves in between where it goes up and down, up and down. We'll grab one of the red ones. And one more of the gold color. Nice. For the bow, we're going to grab a medium size sequin and put it right in the middle. There is a die part to this one as well, so if you didn't have these sequins, you could just glue on that center spot for the the bow. She's made out of dough. All right, let's go ahead and flip her over and grab some dimensionals and put them on the back of her. And we'll set her aside as we get ready to build up the card front. I have to apologize. I've been sick for the last, oh my goodness, a week and a half now. I thought it was just getting sore throat or sore voice from talking all the time at my new job. I work as a music instructor, and so that keeps my voice going all day long, talking to kids. But then it hasn't gone away. So I apologize for my sound of my voice and if I cough. Liquid glue on the back of our basic white. We're going to secure it to our beautiful designer series paper. Has that buffalo check in that garden green color. You see the back side. You can see what that looks like. All of our designer series paper is always double-sided. This is a real red card base. I see my score line, so I'm using that to help me lay it down nicely. And then we're going to grab our ginger girl and we're going to take off her dimensionals. Maybe they're sticking to my sticky fingers. There we go. Flip her and put her about center so she's on the white of the card front. Go ahead and put it on the inside. Here's our stamped image here. We're going to add some liquid glue to the bottom of this DSP. The cool thing about this designer series paper was this was an extra piece. So when you cut it, you want to make sure you cut it in that 4-inch piece size first, and then it'll create an awesome little inside insert as well. Because you could always cut paper 2 different ways depending on which measurement you're starting with first. So start with the 4-inch, when you cut your design series paper for that front piece, and then you'll have that bonus piece to put. I just use our Stampin' Seal Plus for my inside of this one, my adhesive. And we're gonna lay it down. Lastly, we're gonna add embellishments to the inside of here as well. So we're gonna take, again, the medium sequins. We probably could use large, it's up to you. I'm gonna take one of each of these green ones and put it right next to our sugar and put it right next to our spice. Oh, so cute. This is such a great design. Go ahead and start your crease. I'm gonna flip it over and grab my bone folder. And there we go. A beautiful ginger girl card. Oh, she is just so, so cute. And you can tell the difference between one candy cane to the next. And let me know which one you like better. All right, you guys, this is card 1, week 1 of the Coast to Coast series. Be sure to tell your friends so they can see this video as well and get the PDF when they order from my online store. All right, you guys, have a great day. Happy stamping, everyone. Goodbye.